Hello!
Hello.
We're back.
Welcome back.
We're better than ever. We have less hair.
I don't. I'm gonna have less hair on Tuesday.
Alright. Well, I have less hair.
You have much less hair.
It's true.
Doesn't it look lovely? It looks lovely.
I also have less thumb. Slightly less thumb.
Yeah.
It's fine. Took a long break again. Didn't intend to. But, you know.
That is just how it is.
That's right. So here we are.
Yep.
Back once again for another edition of your Canadian Lesbian Best Friends.
Wherein we answer questions you have asked and we answer questions you have not asked.
That's right. Let's get started, should we?
Sure.
All right.
First segment.
Unless you have anything else you want to talk about. No. Great.
Okay. First segment is you
You
asked.
asked.
So what did people ask?
Well, you've got a letter there, so why don't you read it?
All right. This is dated Friday, December 5th, 2014. And it says, Dear Canadian Lesbians, I'm writing with an urgent query.
Sorry! I hope it's still relevant.
Yeah. I live beside a wonderful convenience store. At 6 a.m. most weekdays, they get deliveries, and the trucks park in front of my apartment. Some of the deliveries are in refrigerated trucks, which never shut off, which means they are parked outside my bedroom window, making enough white noise to wake me up. Sometimes, maybe once every month or two, I don't mind being awakened at 5:50 a.m., but in general, I like to sleep past that hour. What should I do other than move? This is from Have My Cake and Eat It Too in Toronto.
Ah.
It says, P.S. Please show your tits. A muff shot wouldn't go amiss either.
All right, well, you know, we'll get to that later.
We'll bear that in mind.
Yeah, duly noted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Have My Cake and Eat It Too in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, it says? 6 a.m. most weekdays?
Most weekdays. You know, you mentioned that it is a wonderful convenience store, and you can't have your cake and eat it too in
That's right.
Toronto.
No.
You can't.
No.
I mean, if it's a wonderful convenience store and they offer everything that you need, they need the deliveries.
It's true. I also feel like even if you moved, there's going to be something else at that other apartment.
Oh, for sure.
That's going to be loud, possibly even louder than a refrigerated truck. So, I don't know, maybe try some earplugs?
Earplugs are probably your best bet. I think stop whining about it.
Get over it.
Get over it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
It's like if you love your apartment and you love that convenience store.
Yep. You live in a city. Things have to be delivered
It's
for
loud.
you to have those things.
Or maybe start taking some drugs or something before you go to bed. To sleep more heavily.
Maybe you should take, what's that one that was banned in the States? If you could prove that you had a prescription for this drug, you could get your money back from Amazon because people were like ordering 300 hammers or things like that while they were on this drug to put them into a hypnotic state where, isn't that awesome?
So you could return 300 hammers if you could prove that you had that prescription
So
for that
you
should try and find that drug because it may help you sleep through it and maybe you'll get 300 new hammers. Anyway, you know, you live in a city, you're going to have to just get over it. That's right.
Okay.
All right, thanks for writing in though. And we'll keep that thing about showing our tits under our tube for now. I have another query here.
All right.
All right. This says, Dear Canadian Lesbians, my mother is a drama queen, but nothing dramatic ever happens to her. Every time something dramatic happens to somebody around her, namely me, she takes the opportunity to get involved and to turn it into a big shit show. In short, she makes everything worse. Last week, my friend was in an accident. My mother does not know this friend, but she is suddenly checking in with me every 5 minutes and making casseroles and has even said that she will take time off work to help out if needed. I should mention that my friend is fine, but my mother can't let it go. This is just one example of many things she does like this. How can I tell her to back off and get a life without hurting her feelings? Yours, She doesn't even go here in Toronto. That's a funny letter. That is a real problemo.
That is a real problemo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for writing in. She doesn't even go here in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My initial gut feeling is to like stop telling your mother things. I wonder if just absolutely not playing into it at all would help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not suggesting that this is your fault in any way.
Yeah.
But just, like, not even entertaining any of the crazy ideas that she, like, just constantly shutting it down.
Yeah.
Which would be exhausting.
This is a symptom of the kind of person who lives in an alternate universe, right?
Right.
Who wants to make things be this big sort of television experience.
A new car!
That they are not. Most
Yeah.
things are not like that.
Well, it says nothing dramatic ever happens to her, so it sounds like your mom does not have a whole lot going on.
No.
Which is unfortunate.
It is, but I mean, most people, nothing dramatic ever happens to them.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And that should be fine.
Yeah.
Who wants dramatic things to happen to them?
Not I.
People who want to think that they're on television. But really, you know, if your mom keeps calling you and checking in every 5 minutes to find out that if your friend is okay, I think you're perfectly justified in not responding.
Yeah.
You know?
Start screening your calls.
Uh-huh.
Good luck. She doesn't even go here in Toronto.
She doesn't even go here.
She has a lot of feelings. Yeah, you know. Maybe buy your mom like a puppy or something.
Yeah. Or, you know what? Get your mom addicted to some sort of either a series of books or a series of television shows that create the drama that doesn't have to be real life.
Or try that sleeping drug that we were just talking about.
That might work.
Propofol.
Order your mother 300 hammers. See what happens.
That's dramatic.
Yeah. All right.
And then be prepared to hear the story about how she got 300 hammers in the mail for the rest of your life.
The rest of your living days.
All right. Well, I hope that sort of helped. She doesn't even go here in Toronto.
She doesn't go here.
Okay. Should we move on to our next segment?
Yes.
We are ripping through these. All right. The next segment is called You Didn't Ask.
These are questions that were asked of other people and not of us, and therefore you didn't ask. But we're
going to answer them anyway.
Anyway.
Should I read this one again?
Yes, please.
All right. Should I say who this was originally to?
Yes, sure.
All right, this was originally to everyone's favorite, Ann Landers. Dear Ann Landers, I just turned 25 and my mother is trying to marry me off to the son of one of her friends. I have an excellent job and I'm not worried about being unattached. I don't date much, which is okay for now. My mother told her friend which days I have off so her son could see me. He called my mother and he set up a lunch date for next week. Of course, I have to go. My mother has talked about my dating situation with my aunt and my sister, and now I'm beginning to feel pressured on all sides. I tried to explain to Mom how demeaning this is, but she became hostile and said she is only trying to help me. Don't get me wrong, Anne, I love my mother and we get along fine, but this is more than I can take. My mother is desperate for me to get married, but I'm not interested in wedding bells at this point in my life. Even if the guy turns out to be great, I still resent my mother's maneuvering. What can I do without galling... what can I do with this galling situation? Oahu Mess.
Oahu Mess. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all,
This is the mother episode.
this is, yeah.
Whew.
The fact that your mother is desperate for you to get married at 25, I mean, I don't know if this was written in 1963,
Yeah.
but I'm assuming it wasn't. And how dare she?
How dare she?
How dare she? I mean, I think people need to learn to draw lines with their mothers. You know, it's okay to say, back off, none of your business.
Yeah.
None of your business.
He set up a date with her mother, which to me, or his mother, could be, that's
someone's
probably
mother.
her. But to me, it's like, if he's willing to set up a date with your mother,
He's not a great guy.
no, he's not.
No. That's a sign right
Which is
there.
not really the issue here, but I think that's worth mentioning.
But when you say he may turn out to be a great guy, he's
No,
not going to turn out to be
he's
a
gonna
great
be
guy.
creepy.
That's creepy. And also, it makes it sound a little bit like he's your mother's age. Doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like that. Why was he comfortable doing that? That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
You know, I would just say to your mother, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Yep.
If you set up another date for me, I'm not going to go.
I think you should say you're not going to go to this date.
Yeah.
I think if you say
It does say, of course, I have to go, and
No,
I
you
mean, really,
don't.
you do not have to go.
No, you don't. You are perfectly able to be otherwise occupied or just unwilling.
You're 25. You're a grown-ass woman.
You're a grown-ass woman.
All right? You do what you want.
Yeah. I think it's fine to call up your mom and say, oh, that date that you set up with some random guy?
I'm not going to go.
Not doing that.
No.
See ya.
Why don't you try telling your mother you're a lesbian?
Especially if you are one.
Yeah.
But if you're not one, you should try that anyway.
Try being a lesbian. I don't know a lot of lesbians that would be willing to set up a date with someone's mother.
No. And to be fair, we don't know that this is from a woman.
No, that's what I said. It could be a guy, but although I suspect that it's probably a woman.
I suspect it's a woman too, but if it's a man and your mother is trying to marry you off to a son of one of your friends, it's an interesting situation, but the same rules apply.
Tell her you're not going to do that.
That's not cool.
And if that doesn't work, punch her in the face.
You could try punching him in the face. I gotta say, a guy who's gonna call up the mother of a potential date is,
he seems a bit eepy cray.
Yeah. There's something that's not noble. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would tell your mother you're not going to do it. Should we see what Anne had to say?
Let's see.
Dear Oahu Mess, you can tell your mother you did not want her to arrange any more dates, and that if she tries, you will refuse to go. Then keep your word. There you go.
There you go.
Why aren't we making as much money off of doing this as Ann Landers is?
I don't know.
Is Ann Landers still alive? I feel like she might be dead.
There are two of them, right? They're twins.
What?
Abby and Ann Landers are twins.
Dear Abby and dear Ann Landers are sisters.
They're twin sisters.
Whoa.
I think this is true. If it is not true, I apologize.
If that's true, my mind just exploded.
Okay.
What kind of childhood did they have that they both thought, you know what I could probably do professionally? Give advice.
Yeah, maybe people came to them thinking, oh, twins know everything.
Which is not true. Twins don't know everything. You know who does know everything?
Lesbians.
Lesbians.
Which leads us to our last segment.
Correct. That was the best segue we may have ever done.
True. Okay. What's our last segment? Oh, what's going on there?
I licked the pen. It's fine. I was going to play it off super cool, but that's calling it out. Our last segment is Lesbians Be the Shit.
Lesbians be the shit.
I just did a dance.
To be clear, we are running out of reasons.
We are really scraping for these now, all right? At first we were like, yeah, there's got to be like 1 million. Turns out there's like 5.
Yeah, maybe about 5. Yeah.
So, you know, just go with it.
Yeah. So why be lesbians the shit?
I think you should say why.
Okay, I think lesbians be the shit because we have good underwear. I think that if you look at what straight girls are buying and wearing, and I don't mean just wearing like on a fancy date even, I think that people who look at mannequins in the window and see, you know, the lace thongs and those weird ones that like cut across the
hip bones,
yeah, and those ones, and they picture it, oh, this is coming out on a fancy date. No. This is being worn every day and then tossed in the washing machine and stained in the wrong places and all. Not to mention not made of cotton.
Yeah.
In the right places. It's like a yeast infection in a display window, basically.
That's right. Yeah.
And I would say that lesbians have that under control.
Yeah.
We tend to wear cotton underwear.
Much more practical.
Yeah, that either covers everything or doesn't cover everything, but doesn't leave VPL. Our underwear is under our clothes.
That's true. Also, I think worth mentioning that people always say to me like, oh, you should never put your underwear in the dryer. And I'm like, what? Why? And I realized that that's like, straight girls should never put their underwear in the dryer.
Yeah. No, they shouldn't if they're wearing lacy nylon thongs.
Yeah.
But if you're wearing lacy nylon thongs, you have other problems. Like your underwear is dirtier than everybody else's underwear because of what's coming out of you.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but that's true.
Yeah.
Like that's gross.
It's gross.
Yeah.
That's not sexy.
No.
Not to me.
No. I find cleanliness sexy. Cleanliness?
Hygiene. We're into it.
Next to godliness.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I think that you can count on lesbians not to have a stained nylon butt crack thong.
I think so too.
With that like natty white lace that gets,
It gets
hairy
pilly,
and
yeah.
pilly. So gross.
Oh,
That's disgusting.
that's not
people.
good. Stop wearing that.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been another episode of, what's it called?
Your Canadian
Lesbian
Best
Best
Friends.
Starring Gabrielle and Hilary, which we neglected to mention at the beginning.
We should say how people can get in touch with us.
Absolutely. So if you would like to write in, which we hope you would, with any kind of query, you can get to us at canadianlesbian@gmail.com.
That's Canadian Lesbian, singular, at gmail.com.
And we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Do we
Yeah.
know everything about everything?
Probably.
You're welcome. Just give it a second. It'll once that. Yeah.
God, land already.
Because it starts to bounce off the buildings, and then we hear it more. I would say once it's past that tower over there, we're okay. All right, let's do it.
You do it?